now via Skype is financial expert Nemeka Obiariri. Nemeka, it's good to have you join me right now. There has been a lot of applause from other African countries for Nigeria to sign this great agreement, so to say. But talk to us about what this promises or what this holds for Nigeria as a country and as an economy.
Mike, I think it's good that Nigeria finally signed the African Free Trade Agreement after dragging for more than 1 year. It's good for Africa, it's good for Nigeria. Remember, we are talking about a 1.3 billion sized market, population market. Currently, the total GDP of Africa is about 2.19 trillion, with potentials to grow to about 29 trillion by 2050, all things being equal. Now Nigeria has signed. Africa, all the rest of African countries have been looking up to Nigeria to sign and even to lead the way. Now I think we stand at a very strong position to drive the whole process. Like I said, Nigeria is a very big country. All demographics are right. All we should do now is to show leadership. Show leadership in driving the whole process. I've given instances how we can benefit from this and how we can provide leadership for Africa. From the areas of trade, maritime, transshipment hub, oil and gas, manufacturing, we can lead. Now, we need to integrate, first of all, West Africa, where we belong, before reaching out to the rest of the African market. West Africa is about 600 million population market. Things we can do are there for us to do. I've given instances of how we can benefit and how we can help the rest of Africa. Today, currently, there is no global transshipment port in the whole of the West Coast. The nearest that we have is in Rotterdam. Nigeria can lead the way by creating a shipment hub for the rest of Africa, just like what Singapore is doing for the rest of the world.
All right, but Nemeka, some of the questions analysts are also raising is that for most of African countries that don't really produce, that depend largely on importation, wouldn't that be opening the entire continent for Europe, Asian, American countries rather than for itself?
Mike, we don't produce because we don't want to produce. We don't produce because we have non-creative leadership. We don't produce because we have leadership all over Africa that are so fixated with rent-seeking, that are so fixated with digging out mineral resources and shipping them without processing. We can change our mindset, we can change our value set and do the right things. There are areas of production and manufacturing that require low technology, that we have more competitive advantages. I give you an example, refinery. Most of the refined products that we are consumed in Sub-Saharan Africa are imported from Europe, from Asia, from other parts of the world. It's not rocket science. What are we waiting for to begin to refine what we produce, what we consume in West Africa? Nigeria as a country, with our crude oil production capacity, if we do the right things, we can begin to refine whatever is consumed in West Africa. Ditto agro-processing commodities that we can do here. Take, for instance, a significant portion of cocoa that is used to produce beverages are produced in Africa, but we ship them to Europe, where they process it and return to us candies, chocolates, and other beverages that we buy. What stops us from producing and processing those cocoa here in Nigeria and in West Africa?
Oh, okay. Well, we look forward to the points you're raising, and certainly those who are concerned will know what to do about all of those. Thank you very much, Nemeka Obiariri, for joining us on TVC Breakfast this morning.
How much of a game changer is this for Nigeria and the trade area?
Veronica, is a very good game changer if we latch onto this opportunity and take advantage of it. I will give you two examples. We have a new GMD at NNPC, my counterpart, Melekari, who has promised us that he's taking NNPC to the global height. It's very simple. You cannot invent the wheel. What are the likes of Petrobras, Petronas doing that we are not doing? Very simple. If you want us to take advantage of this and begin to supply the whole of Sub-Saharan Africa, West Africa with refined petroleum products, we need to do what the global best are doing. Liberalize the market totally, remove our consumption subsidies, open up the market, and I can tell you, we will have over $15 billion investment flowing into Nigeria to do refinery and gas collection plants that will serve the whole of Africa. Nigeria will benefit from that.
But,
number two.
All right, go ahead. Number two.
Number two, you are aware that in the last World Cup, Nike signed Nigeria and paid us a paltry $3 million. Our jersey was ranked the best in the whole world. Nike made over $263 million from one-day sales of our jersey. Can I tell you something? Most of those Nike apparels and wares are produced in Bangladesh, in Philippines, in Indonesia. These guys do not have better technology and manpower than us. What are we not doing right? If we do it right, Nike wears, Adidas wears, they don't have a factory of their own. They outsource it. Can be produced in Aba and Onitsha. And the over $263 million that was gotten from other countries will come to Nigeria. All we need to do to take advantage of our leadership as the leader of Africa and to maximize benefits of this new agreement we have signed on to, though late, is for us to change our policies, our programs, the way we do things, to engender productivity and manufacturing in Nigeria so that the rest of Africa can look up to us as a hub.
Now, there are other aspects that were concerns to Nigeria before it eventually signed this agreement. The aspect of being a dumping ground, and there are other aspects of security, even across nations where there are security challenges. How do we deal with this?
Veronica, Nigeria cannot be a dumping ground if we put the right policy and framework in place. Singapore, as a transshipment port of the whole world, is not a dumping ground. China has boundary with more than 18 countries. China is not a dumping ground because they are doing the right things, putting the right policies in place. In terms of security, if we do the right things, put the right infrastructure in place, Nigeria will get it right. I will give you an example. Nigeria is the only country that puts 100% tariff on what they cannot produce. I will give you an instance here. Currently, we don't manufacture boats or nuts in Nigeria. Not talk of manufacturing cars. What we do here is car assemblage. We have a tariff of almost 100% on imported used cars. Car is not a luxury. Most of the basic articulated cars are just to help us move goods and human beings. Neighboring countries like Togo, Benin Republic have tariff of less than 10%. What do you expect? The average Nigerian, 92% of Nigerians do not end up to 6,000 naira a month as salaries. These guys will have to save for years to buy a car. The only way they can buy these cars is to look towards Benin Republic, to look towards Cotonou. But if we decide to put the tariffs right, people coming from Cotonou, from Togo, from Gabon, we come to Nigeria to buy their cars. We have the biggest market. We have the manpower. We have the finances, bigger muscle than the rest of our neighboring countries. But why Nigeria is so scared that will become a dumping ground? Why Nigeria is so scared of the insecurity we have here is because we have governments in place at all levels that are not doing the right things, that are not putting the right people in the right places, that have refused to do what the global best are doing to make Nigeria the global best, the giant of Africa that we're supposed to be.
All right, now the one last question I would like to ask is the aspect for other African countries where about the next 10 years they have set an ambitious goal of making the African trade area 25% of the total trade on the continent. At this moment, it stands at 16%. What do you make of this ambition?
Veronica, we can even surpass that 25%. We can actually surpass it. Africa is so blessed by God. Africa is the only continent that has over 60% of the natural endowment from heaven. What we need to do is to have the right leadership for us to that process. Veronica, have you ever to imagine what will happen if we have a transatlantic rail line that moves from Lagos, crossing Togo, crossing Benin, crossing Ghana, crossing Sierra Leone, crossing Liberia, all the way to Senegal, and where Nigeria controls it under private-public partnership arrangement that enable us to move goods and services seamlessly. Do you understand why Nigeria today, we claim to import 60 million liters of PMS, and yet we don't consume up to 28 million liters in the real terms, because we have become the country that, because of our lousy policies, have made smuggling of these petroleum products a lucrative market for smugglers. But if we have put the right policies in place, totally liberalize the market, remove consumption subsidy, and use excess money to put palliative measures in place locally to assuage of Nigerians, I can tell you, we will refine everything that is consumed in Africa, both in terms of gas, and I can tell you, we will grow our daily revenue.
All right, so much to say about this, Nemeka Obiareri, but we have to leave it at this point. Thank you for your time on TVC Breakfast.